I'm the substitute passing down. He tried to send Jeff Coat off, and Jeff Coat would act like he couldn't see him, you know. Right. So those is good old.
Even the legendary Leon Lett couldn't escape the wrath of suspensions. Known for his incredible talent, his career took a serious hit due to his battles with substance abuse. Despite being a key player for the Dallas Cowboys and helping them win 3 Super Bowls, Lett faced multiple suspensions, including a devastating season-long ban. Though he was a great player, his off-field issues ultimately dragged his career down. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe. In 1995, Lett faced a 4-game suspension right in the middle of the season. Despite this setback, he came back stronger than ever and made a huge impact during the Cowboys' push toward Super Bowl XXX. In just the final 4 regular season games, Lett racked up an impressive 22 tackles, 2 sacks, 12 quarterback pressures, a forced fumble, and even recovered a fumble. His return helped solidify the Cowboys' defense as they continued their march to another championship. Unfortunately, Lett's battles with substance abuse didn't end there. Throughout his career, he was suspended multiple times for violating the NFL's substance abuse policy, missing a total of 28 games. One of his most significant suspensions was a full 16-game ban that spanned parts of 2 seasons, with 3 games missed in 1996 and 13 more in 1997. To make matters worse, Lett began the 1999 season serving yet another suspension, this time for 8 games. These suspensions severely interrupted his career and overshadowed his undeniable talent on the field. Before these suspensions kicked in, his career was skyrocketing in terms of success and achievements. Lett was selected by the Dallas Cowboys in the 7th round of the 1991 NFL Draft, picked 173rd overall. His rookie season didn't start smoothly as he was placed on the injured reserve list with a lower back issue on August 27th. However, Lett bounced back later that year, being reactivated on November 21st. Though he didn't start, he played as a reserve defensive tackle in the last 5 games of the season and in the playoffs. When Lett first entered the league, he stood at 6'6" and weighed 260 pounds, but by the end of his rookie year, he had bulked up by adding 16 more pounds, making him even more of a force on the defensive line. By his second season, Lett's potential really began to shine, and he became a crucial part of the Cowboys' defensive line rotation. His agility for such a big player earned him the nickname Big Cat from his teammates. Lett mainly played as a defensive right tackle in passing situations, where he was highly effective. During the regular season, he tied for second on the team with 19 quarterback pressures and led the team by deflecting 4 passes. But it was in the postseason where Lett really stood out. He tied for the team lead with 2 tackles for loss and led the Cowboys with 3 forced fumbles, proving himself as one of the defense's most valuable players.
He recovered a fumble and sprinted 64 yards, coming close to setting a record for the longest fumble return in Super Bowl
history. However, in a moment of premature celebration, Bills receiver Don Beebe knocked the ball out of Lett's hand just before he reached the end zone, resulting in a touchback. Despite the mistake, Lett still contributed to the Cowboys' victory, including sacking Frank Reich on the final play of the game. This season solidified his role as an essential part of the Cowboys' defense for years to come. In addition to his suspensions, his injuries also had a role in declining his career. In 1993, Lett faced another tough challenge when he fractured his right ankle in the 3rd game of the season. This was a re-injury of a fracture he had already suffered during off-season workouts, so it was a significant setback. Lett was forced to miss 5 games while recovering, but when he returned, his versatility really stood out.
3 seconds left. Miami is that close to pulling this one out. Not Leon Lett. Legal in golf, but it is here.
He played all 4 positions along the defensive line at different times, showing his value to the Cowboys' defense. Even after missing time, Lett still made a big impact, playing in 11 games and leading all defensive linemen in passes, deflected with 4, marking the second consecutive season he had done so. Lett's performance continued to impress in the playoffs, particularly in the divisional game against the Green Bay Packers. He had an outstanding game, recording 6 tackles, including 1 for a loss, and deflected 2 passes, one of which was intercepted. He also pressured the quarterback 3 times and recovered a fumble, showcasing his ability to make game-changing plays. His impact carried over into Super Bowl, where he made 6 tackles and came up with a huge play in the third quarter. Lett forced a fumble from Bills running back Thurman Thomas, which was scooped up by James Washington, and returned 46 yards for a touchdown. That play tied the game at 13-13 and completely shifted the momentum in favor of the Cowboys, helping them secure the victory. In 1994, Lett had a standout season, starting all 16 games for the Cowboys and earning his first Pro Bowl selection. He finished the season with 68 tackles, 4 sacks, and 26 quarterback pressures, which was the second highest on the team. His ability to pressure the quarterback and disrupt the offense was a key part of the Cowboys' defense. Lett's dominance continued into 1998 when he earned his second Pro Bowl nod. That season, he started 15 games and recorded 51 tackles, 20 quarterback pressures, 7 tackles for loss, and 4 sacks. His consistent performance showed just how vital he was to the Cowboys' defense. By the time 2000 rolled around, Lett was in his final season with Dallas. He played in 9 games, starting 7 of them, and still made his presence felt on the field. He totaled 35 tackles, including 14 solo stops, and added 2.5 sacks, 4 passes deflected, and a forced fumble. Unfortunately, his season was cut short when he sprained his left medial collateral ligament during a November practice. Lett was inactive for 5 games before being placed on the injured reserve list on December 14th, marking the end of his time with the Cowboys. Throughout his career, Lett was one of the most feared defensive players in the game. Even though he was often double-teamed by offensive linemen, he dominated at the line of scrimmage, affecting both the run and pass games of opposing teams. He played a crucial role in the Cowboys' Super Bowl victories in 1992, 1993, and 1995, cementing his legacy as one of the key players in their championship success. A player that loves the sport never leaves it. Same was the case for Lett after his playing career was over. He made his way up to coaching. On March 22nd, 2001, Lett signed as a free agent with the Denver Broncos, marking the final chapter of his playing career. In his last season, Lett took on a reserve role, contributing when needed, but no longer the dominant force he once was. On February 21, 2002, the Broncos released him due to salary cap considerations, officially bringing an end to his NFL career. When Lett retired, he had impressive stats to his name, including 22.5 career sacks, 361 tackles, 128 quarterback pressures, 37 tackles for loss, 26 passes deflected, 4 blocked kicks, and 7 fumble recoveries over 121 games. After stepping away from playing, Lett shifted his focus to coaching. In 2009, he began his coaching career as a volunteer assistant at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. That same year, on May 9th, he achieved a significant personal milestone by graduating from UNLV with a degree in university studies with a concentration in sociology and history. By December 19, 2009, Lett was appointed the defensive tackle coach at the University of Louisiana at Monroe, continuing his journey into coaching. Lett's connection to the NFL didn't end with his playing days. On March 31, 2011, he was invited to join the NFL Minority Coaching Fellowship Program, where he assisted the Dallas Cowboys defensive line coach, Brian Baker, during training camp. Just a few months later, on July 20, 2011, Lett was officially hired as a full-time assistant defensive line coach for the Cowboys, bringing his career full circle as he returned to help the team where he had made his mark as a player. That is it for this one. But if you happen to like NFL legends, make sure to check out our latest videos on our channel NFL Icons. I'm sure you will love it.